I'm back once again. I expected to do this yesterday, but I guess my days are all mixed up. We now have patch 25 Season 1 2 for League of Legends and patch 13.4 for TFT. The first patch of 2025. Well, maybe not the first patch, you know what I mean. The second patch. The first patch. Anyway. So, big thing, once again, Meldarda is coming. Meldarda. I call her Meldarda. She's on the way. I'm permabanning her. Don't care. We looked at her in the last patch notes video. I looked at her abilities. I got pissed off. Yes, permaban every game. What's up, Paco? Let's make it quick, huh? Blue Essence account XP update. This was a huge point of contention. A lot of new players were talking about the significant lack of a lot of people were complaining about the huge lack of Blue Essence and XP. You had to complete the free track on the Battle Pass, and then you got 50 every level. And they thought that was good. Everyone disagreed. So you're increasing account XP earned by about 40%. Okay. And the amount of Blue Essence you get at the end of the pass is 750 per level instead of 50. A hefty increase. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I don't really like the new Battle Pass anyway. Doubling the amount you get from the milestones. A one-time mission to get the other half that we've missed out on. And other such increases. So if you're a player who does not own every champion, yeah, 15% more, that is it. Or 15 times more. That is such a huge mistake to have in their system. You know, you wouldn't think that such a lucrative company would make that big of a miscalculation. I personally didn't notice because I own all the champions and I don't spend Blue Essence on anything until the Essence Emporium comes around. I'm one of the veteran players that has a huge surplus from back in the old days when we had to buy our runes. So when they converted that to the new rune system, I've had more Blue Essence than I know what to deal with for a long time. Feats of Strength. Someone typo already. Feats of Strength. Feat of First Blood has been removed, and instead we have Feat of Warfare. Grants a team which reaches 3 champion kills. So now it's no longer you can cheese someone for the First Blood and get a Feat of Strength. Yes, this is aimed at Briar, clearly. You now have, your team has to be the first to reach 3 kills rather than First Blood. Atakan, meter for Voracious versus Ruinous. Threshold for normal games reduced around 20. Threshold in Swift Play reduced by about 20%. Make some adjustments to how Atakan's form is determined, as well as small nerf to Bloody Roses. Average players will see slightly more Voracious, while pro players may actually have a higher chance of seeing Ruinous. So points per champion kill reduced by a major amount. Points from champion damage unchanged. Points increase when alone. Voracious gold grants for triggering the withdraw effect 200 gold. Wow. So the change here, I believe, is aimed at kill-based games, because I see Voracious all the time. Or no, is it Ruinous? I see Ruinous all the time. Right? Because of high kills in solo queue. And pro play typically has lower kills. So they've changed this formula a bit so that you're not seeing the same exact Atakan every single game. And given the fact that a feat of Strength will now require 3 kills instead of 1, it makes it a bit harder to sway the early game with cheese alone. Because a lot of what I see specifically as a top laner, I get ganked at like level 2, literally, every game. Like when I'm playing with my friend especially, and we're just having fun in Norms games, I get camped super hard, and then they take all the grubs. Right? So, we'll see. I kind of like those changes. A little less snowbally. Disable Apex Duo MMR restrictions. Well, I'm not at the Apex, so it doesn't matter. And I don't duo, so it doesn't matter. Mel. So Mel is out. We already looked at her abilities. I made a separate video on it. I'm banning her every game. Cassiopeia. Alright. So, this nerf was a long time coming. For those who don't understand, Cassiopeia was already doing kind of well before, but with the feats of strength, she got a compensation buff, essentially, because she can't buy boots. So if your team proc the feats of strength, her passive just compensated and gave her extra power. So now she gets 1 less move speed per level, and that's it. I mean, we'll see. It'll slow her down a little bit. People always think that these movement speed nerfs are placebo nerfs, but they're really not. They're not placebo nerfs because it eventually adds up over time. Over the course of an entire game, it adds up. Evelyn, E move speed increased at higher ranks, R damage increased. You know, I don't think I've seen an Evelyn since the new season. Move speed. It's now no longer just 30%, it's 30 to 50. That's pretty substantial, actually. A 20% increase. And I'm pretty sure you maxed this ability second. Last Caress, unempowered AP ratio, 75. Empowered, 180. Damn. For those who don't understand this, Evelyn's R functions somewhat like an execute. It does bonus damage when you're low on HP. But it's a flat threshold. It's not like a percent HP more for less you miss. It's just more damage if you're low health. So now it's 180% AP scaling ratio, so good luck surviving that. Aurelia, W damage decrease, E damage decrease, R damage decrease. Wow. Aurelia's been strong for a while and is deserving of a nerf. However, we'd like to preserve how good she feels as a fast-moving auto attack with tools to survive melee combat. You know, ironically, I really only see Aurelia when I lock Mbessa, because Aurelia does really good into Mbessa. Let's take a look-see here. 10 to 70 plus 40 is now 10 to 50 plus 40. So the minimum damage is a little bit higher, 10 higher. No, 20. Am I misreading? Yeah, it's 20 damage higher at the end. The max damage, 210 plus 120. 150 plus 120, so minus 70 for its max damage. Okay. I mean, this is supposed to be a defensive tool anyway. E damage, 8 through 260 plus 80 is now 70 through 230 plus 80. So a little bit less. I mean, this really just feels like a nerf to AP Aurelia, if I'm going to be honest with you. Vanguard's Edge, 125 to 375 plus 70. 125 to 275 plus 70. Alright, these nerfs make sense to me. Aurelia is not an ability-based champion. The like 90-95% of her damage comes from her auto-attacking anyway, so I think she'll still be okay, since she is just an auto-attacker. But this does feel like a pretty excessive nerf to AP Aurelia, in my personal opinion. Kayn, passive damage, increased passive damage at lower levels. Base Kayn and Red Kayn are about where they want to be power-wise, but Blue Kayn isn't performing well enough. So if you take Blue Kayn, an extra 10% at the lower spectrum. Okay. I don't have a lot to say about that because I never see Blue Kayn anyway. So that should make it a bit more enticing to take it, especially if you get the form in the early game. Malzahar, updated W pets to now increase damage on level up. Voidling damage now updates when Malzahar levels up. Update tooltip to show total Voidling attack damage. Open up specific mounting for those abilities. Ah, I see. So if you leveled up while he had Voidlings out, they didn't get the increase to damage right away, and now they do. Alright. Master Yi buffs. Uh-oh. The bronze players are about to suffer. Attack damage growth, plus 0.3. For those who don't understand, that just means an extra 0.3 per level. So, for example, at level 10, he has an extra 3 attack damage. On-hit true damage, 20 to 40 plus 30. An extra 5% bonus AD ratio to his E. Okay. Cute little buffs. Smolder, Q damage now scales to benefit from Infinity Edge. I thought they already did this. I guess it didn't. Okay. Hey Freya, how are you? Tahm Kench, Q damage decreased. This makes sense to me. Tahm Kench has been a little strong for a while. So they took off 25 damage. Okay. That's pretty good. Victor! I expected these nerfs. The Age of the Arcane's coming to an end already. Empowered attack damage bonus, 20 through 120, plus 60, 20 through 120, plus 50. So minus 10% AP damage. Yeah, he is too strong. His ultimate, this is what's really powerful, his ult, because it's just so huge, you know? He gets one takedown, and his ultimate takes over the fight, because it'll hit your whole team. So 60 to 145, plus 45, 60 to 145. So minus 10% AP on his ult as well. Wow. Holy. He lost 10% AP on his Q and his ult. I'm surprised they didn't hit the death beam, but I guess the death beam's not as satisfying as it used to be. Yuumi, passive heal increased, cooldown decreased, R damage increased. I mean, I hate Yuumi. I don't want her to get buffed at all. I'm sure no one wants her to get buffed at all. But let's take a look-see here. Extra 10% ratio. So this is where Victor's AP went. They gave it to Yuumi. Slightly lower cooldown at the end as well. An extra 50 base damage on the ult plus 5% AP ratio. With the max damage up to... Yeah, so this is where Vic's AP ratios went. Right, they took it from Victor and gave it to Yuumi. Items, Lord Dominic's. 100 more gold, 5 extra penetration. They just fucking hate ADC. I kind of understand, right? AD carries are the strongest role in the game. However, they have some of the biggest weaknesses in the game as a result. Right? That's always how ADC has been. If ADC is too strong, the other 4 roles suffer immensely. Especially at the highest levels of play, where you're going to have 2-3 ADCs on the same team. Yuntal Wild Arrows. I still never see anyone build this item after their changes. So they're buffing it again. An extra 5 attack damage, an extra 10% attack speed for 100 more gold. I still don't think anyone's going to build it. Deep Ward. Alright. Yellow Trinket duration, 30 to 120, 45 through 150. So this got nerfed. I expected it. Oh no, it's not a nerf. This is actually a buff to Deep Ward. The Yellow Trinket lasts longer. Jinx loves that item? Really? I never see it. Every Jinx I see goes lethality. Instead of attack speed. You know, which is surprising to me. Last patch, they just changed a number of ADCs to be better with attack speed, like Kalista and Ashe, to pull them away from the pokey builds and move them more towards the attack speed build. So maybe those ADCs will also start to love this item after its buffs. We'll see. Ashe only ever gets locked in for her ultimate anyway, rather than as a carry. Next, Grizzly Mementos. Trinket haste for each memento. A little bit more. So max mementos. Oh, but they knocked down the max mementos to 18. So you stack it quicker. And the breakpoints are higher. 6 cents. Cooldown lower by 25 seconds for melee and 10 seconds for ranged. So much better for melee. Built-in Umbral. Swift play. Not really too interested. Aram, not too interested. Mythic Shop. Yay, the Mythic Shop. Okay, no opinions. The Mythic Shop is changing. Bug fixes. And we got some new Mythmaker skins. 3 Honor Shin. This is a legendary skin for Jin. And Mel's release skin is her as her in her counselor uniform if you watched Arcane. Alright. Pretty quick. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at TFT. Relatively small patch, if I'm going to be honest. But I guess we can't expect it to be high compared to other things. Alright, so that was a bot. Freya was a bot. Feels bad, man. Alright, so here we go. Rotating shop. I've seen some of this new stuff already. I'm honestly considering getting this stage. This stage looks amazing. And then, of course, we have Jin. They put Jin's legendary skin in the rotating shop. Alright, so here's something big. I've seen the start of this already. Double swords while forcing vertical swords, not on our watch. So, if you hit a round, a PvE round, where two of the same component drop, you will also get a Reforger. So if you're doing wolves and it drops two swords, they'll give you a Reforger as well. So now you can more consistently get Reforgers and not be locked into certain games. Like the other game we had, or the other day, we had a game where I hit 4 tiers. I got 3 tiers from a PvE round and then another tier from the next one. In that instance, I would now get a Reforger, which is nice. Wandering Trainer / Ambessa opening encounter. Triple class, triple origin emblems tough to build around, so giving our wanderers a quality of life buff. When Wandering Trainer effects, for example, Ambessa's Trainer Golem or the Wandering Trainer augments, grant 3 emblems. One will always be an origin, one will always be a class, and one will be a randomly origin or class. So what this means is you are guaranteed now on Wandering Trainer to hit a colored emblem. Right? What was happening before is you would have situations where you would hit like triple gray emblems, for example. So you could hit Sniper, and then with Sniper, you also hit... What was that? Oh, sorry. I thought I broke my sound for a second. What was I saying? Alright, so at first you could hit triple gray emblems, right? So you could hit Watcher, Sniper, and Academy all at the same time, right? I mean, in that case, you would just go Watcher, Sniper, but you see what I mean. You could hit 3 gray emblems and not necessarily be allowed to build around them. So maybe a better example would be like if you hit Sniper in Academy, it sucks. But now, in this case, you are guaranteed to get a colored emblem. Yeah, Dominator. So you could hit Sniper, Academy, Dominator, for example, for your Wandering Trainer. And those don't synergize. You can only build around one. You would go Sniper or Academy or Dominator, and then you have 2 dead emblems. But now you'll get a colored emblem. So now you might hit Sniper plus Firelight plus Academy. And now you could at least take advantage of Sniper Firelight and do Zeri carry. So not bad. Your first 12 anomaly options don't repeat. You can now never see the same anomaly too close together, so it's currently 12. So in your first 12 rolls for your anomaly, you can't see the same thing. Nice little quality of life improvement. But to go with that, we have new anomalies. Brutal Claws. This champion gains 40% critical strike, and critical strikes bleed their target. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Cultivating Magic. Gain 30 AP, gain 5 AP permanently for each 10,000 damage dealt. Sheesh, what's going to be doing 10,000 damage? Malzahar? Cybernetic Empowerment. Gain 8% attack speed and 2% attack speed for each component held by your team. By your whole team. Wow. Hive Mind. Gain a copy of the first champion. This champion kills each player combat. And gain 25% damage amp. So this is kind of like Pilfer. I actually saw a fun little video about this where a guy was killing the Hextech Dragon. And getting copies of it. I don't know if that's going to go to live. Probably not. But hey, this is basically Pilfer. You get free gold every round, essentially. With the potential to star up a unit you might need. Infectious Anomaly. Gain 15% AD and 15 AP. At the start of each round, grant a random ally this anomaly. If they already have it, instead grant them 2% AP and 2 AP. Ooh, that sounds cool. So you give 15% AP and 15 AP to a champion. At the start of each round, a random ally gets it. But if they already have it, you get 2% AP and 2 AP. And it stacks forever. Nice. Oh, that's kind of cool. So you can eventually give your whole team damage amp, essentially. Infinite stacking damage amp for the whole team. Power Up. Gain 20% AD, gain 5% AD permanently for each. So this is the AD equivalent of Cultivating Magic. Infinite AD. That's probably going to be really good on, like, Jinx, I would think, right? Because she hits this easily every round when she rockets the whole board. Time of Teamwork. Gain 1% durability for each star level on your board. 3-star champions count as 4 stars. Wow. Okay. You could make a really, really beefy unit. This is gonna suck, by the way, with some of the reroll comps, like that Sentinel Visionary comp, they're just gonna make a massive unit that you can't kill. Vampiric Affinity, gain 20% Omnivamp, increased to 40, while below 75% hull. Well, that's gonna be pretty good for bruiser carries like Ambessa. Voracious Appetite, this champion gains 300 health and 15% damage amp. Each round, gain a consumable that grants 150 health and 3% damage amp in exchange for... It's Briar. It's last set's Briar. You get a snack. Yeah, it's just like Briar from last set. So if you put this on, say, for example, your Mordekaiser, you can gain... You can get mealtime! There you go. You can grant health and damage amp in exchange for health every round. Interesting. Large changes. Alright, traits. Experiment Emblem, clone bonus health, nerfed. I expected that. Sorcerer 8 has been removed. Sorcerer AP now caps at 90, so it's less AP as holy crap. Sorcerer 6 now has abilities lower targets damage by 20% for 3 seconds. So it's the old 8 piece, but it's 20%. This is a massive nerf to Sorcerer. Holy crap. So you're capped at 6. You can still get the old Pinnacle bonus, but it's weaker. Wow. And you get less AP. Wow. Massive nerfs to Sork. Vertical Sork is dead. After they just made that comment about the double sword thing. Visionary 8 removed. So they did the same thing to Visionary that they did Sork. So Sork and Visionary obliterated. You can't go vertical with them anymore. Why remove 2 vertical? Well, maybe we're about to find out. Maybe they gave some compensation buffs to the units. 1-cost units. Lux is now mana locked if she shields herself with her ability. So they removed a lone hero, and now they're taking away Lux's durability to an extent. She is a 1-cost. She's too strong for a 1-cost, so I agree. Morgana spell damage increased, actually. So 5, 20, 200, and then 250 if you 4-star her. Powder, increased attack speed, but a little less AD. That's fine. Powder can now cast faster. That's good. Urgot. Finally some Urgot nerfs. I see this guy every game. I see like literally 2 players that 3-star him every game, and they still manage to top 4 when stuck at... They're level 6. You know? On 5-1, and they're still strong enough to win. So he's 5 less armor and MR. Vander. Bonus armor and MR, actually. An extra 5 at 2-star and an extra 30 at 3-star when he's casting. 3-cost units. Scar's ability. Buffed, actually. I feel like Scar is in a good place, but whatever. So it's still the same at 3-star, but an extra... Okay, well, as long as it's the same at 3-star, it's probably fine. 4-cost units. Garen ability AP ratio. I wasn't even aware it had an AP ratio. So 25, 30. Okay. That's fine. Twitch bonus attack speed during spellcast. Nerfed. So bringing Twitch in line. 10% less attack speed. And an extra 25% AP for Garen's ability. Alright. I think that's going to be good because it's going to allow Garen to build like Ionic Spark better. Ionic Spark Crown Guard. Items like that. So Garen's probably actually good with Crown Guard now. Which is ironic because his last name is Crown Guard. 6 cost. Victor Death Ray no longer shreds and sunders. Oh. But it does a little more damage. So his basic attacks no longer shred, but they give 10 damage at 1-star Vic. At an extra 60 if you 2-star him. His main ability also got buffed as compensation. The base damage up 50 at 1, up 200 if at Victor 2. And the percent HP damage. Oh, they gutted the percent HP damage though. Holy crap. It was 8%, it's now 3, and then 10 if you 2-star them. Wow. Okay. Some hefty Victor nerfs here. He loses his shred, and he does a lot less damage, presumably. That's fine, though. I feel like if you get items on Victor, it's still fine. And the main thing that makes Victor strong is the 2%, is like the 2 seconds of your board not being able to retaliate. So he's still going to be just fine. You don't really take him for the damage he does anyway. Several augments are now changed. Fire Sale. Fire Sale can only give 3 costs or lower now. Wow. That's a hefty nerf. Glass Cannon can now no longer be given on 2-1. Rigged Shop gives 9 rerolls instead of 5. Okay. Spirit Link procs 1 second sooner. Survivor grants 88 gold. Wow, I might actually take that now. That's game winning if you have a good early game. Trolling nerfed by 20%. Rest in peace, Trundle. Now it's Trundle from the cinematic. Young, Wild, and Free removed from 3-2. So you have to take it first now? Oh, wow. It was too strong? It was. Trolling should not be a top 2 comp. I agree with that. Not unless it's a scrap vertical. Right? Like, it shouldn't just be a, I have this 1 cost with 6 bruisers, so I win. But if you were doing scrap anyway, and you had like a scrap emblem, and you were doing like a strong scrap comp, and you have trolling on top of it, sure. But then you're committing 2+ augments to it, which should be able to top 4. Forbidden Magic takedowns per stack, 2. Okay, cute little buffs. Forward Thinking, gold reward drastically spread up. What? Oh, when you get... This is what you were complaining about when you took Forward Thinking. And how long it took to get all the gold. It's faster now. The actual jackpot. Yeah, I see you get it a turn earlier, but the actual jackpot animation is faster. So you don't sit there for 20 seconds collecting all that gold. You just get it quicker. Okay. But it gives a little less gold. You sped it up for less gold. That's probably fine, though. 10 gold is a lot, but it's probably worth it if you're going to be sacking a whole stage for it anyway. It looks cool, but give me my money. You know, in Riot's defense, all money cash outs do that animation. It's just that Forward Thinking gives so much gold that it takes forever. Right? Like, it's cool to see the little money explosion when you're getting like 5 gold, you know? But when it's over 50 gold, it just takes too long. So I kind of get it. Where were we? Glass Cannon 2, also on 2-1, gone. Vander splash damage increased, so gloves off gets a little buff. Rocket Collection also buffed. Really, with how strong Artillerist is. I guess they weren't taking Rocket Collection, but eh. Scavenger. Champions with no items now grant an item tailored to the unit receiving the item rather than the dying champion's recommended items. Huh. So Scavenger's a lot smarter. Probably worth taking now, honestly, if you don't have better options. Shop Glitch, removed from 3-2. Trade unlock Reunion. Vi earthquake damage, decreased. Ooh. So that's the Vi Jinx augment. Vi is a little weaker. Or no, it's not. That's Vi Caitlyn. Vi Caitlyn, right? Is Reunion? Vi Caitlyn? Or is it Vi Savika? I don't remember. I never take it. Trade unlock Sisters. This is Vi Jinx. Correctly grants Vi attack damage and Jinx attack speed. The damage buff is now up an extra 20%. Okay. Trade unlock Sisters was kind of weird because Vi Jinx doesn't really normally go together as a comp. Oh, it's Vi Echo. Reunion's Vi Echo. Okay. Was it that good? Huh. Trade Sector Gold. 4 instead of 1. Trade sector only gives you the gold once, right? Yeah, obviously. So if you take trade sector, you get 4 gold to start to help you hit econ easier. Plus your rerolls. Too much value. Removed from 3-2. Welcome to the playground. Time required to live. Lessened a little bit. So a little bit of a family compensation buff. Birthday presents. Grants 2 gold on level up. Okay. Whatever. Blazing Soul. Oh, Blazing Soul 2. The AP granted up by 10. Attack speed granted 5%. Coronation. This needs a nerf. 17 did seem a little long. They gutted family, so now it's not worth due to time. We'll see. That better not be a spoiler. Coronation. This needed a nerf. 5% less damage, 5% less attack damage, 5% less AP. Okay. It's still broken. Coronation's still broken. Pandora's Items 3 has been removed, so you can now no longer get Pandora's Items 3 as your last item. You can still get Pandora's Item last, but you can't hit the Prismatic last. Prismatic Pipeline. Prismatic Words no longer grant bonus loot. Okay. Prismatic Pipeline nerfed again. I'm never taking this shit. Because at that point, why take Prismatic Pipeline? Wouldn't you rather just take like Radiant Relics or something? Quality over quantity. Gutted. Minus 5%. Okay. Isn't this just walking back the buff they gave it? Shopping spree rerolls. Level +1. Pandora's Items, 3 last augments seemed a bit too polarizing. I mean, it's just Pandora's Items 3 though, so you're not getting a Radiant anymore. You can still hit the other 2 Pandora's Items as I understand it. You can still hit gold and silver. You just can't hit prismatic. I guess I do see what you mean by polarizing. Getting a free Radiant item and flipping all your items seems a little... Because your comp is complete by that point, right? On 4-2, you're kind of committed to a comp. So if you were doing Urgot, for example, and you took Pandora's Items 30, and you hit Radiant Styrax right away, you know, you just win the game right then and there? As opposed to, like, never hitting it. Especially since you have, like, Radiant Relics, for example, which that whole augment is Radiant. Pandora's Items 3... gives you the Radiant, and you can flip your items. Yeah. Because Radiant Relics does that job already if you take it last. You can get a tailored Radiant item. So Pandora's Items was doing too much. Way too much. Sponging. Max units to get items has been increased to make it better. Hey, look, a sponging buff. Tactician's Shield granted after 3 player combats. Oh, so Tactician's Kitchen doesn't give you the increase right away. You have to wait 3 combats, so you don't win the first 3 rounds for free. Tomb Raider 2 grants 1 completed item ammo on selection. Oh, so you get a bonus item from Tomb Raider that you get right away. Speaking of Radiant items, here we go. Made a pass on Radiant items. So Archangels, an extra 10. Deathblade, an extra 8%. Damn. IE, an extra 5%. Oh, this is Jewel Gauntlet. An extra 15 damage. Or AP, rather. Death Cap, an extra 10. Ruinous Tempest, an extra 15%. Okay. Now it's worth let's go. Is it? I think it probably is. Tomb Raider 2 is, it's gold, right? So a free item right off the bat? Yeah, it probably is worth it. Getting early with no benefits is hopeless. Yeah, I agree. There's no immediate power behind it. So now this helps you make sure you reach the threshold. Anomalies. Raising the power floor on most are underperforming anomalies. Arcana Underwhelming grants 100 MR now. Damn. Well, if you're playing against AP, that's going to be worth. Defense Expert. 90% armor and MR. Repulsor. I'm still never taking Repulsor. I don't think I've ever seen anyone take Repulsor. Titanic Strikes, 50%. Ooh. Pretty good on your beefy front line. Touch of Frost debuff duration. 8 seconds. I love Touch of Frost, so I'm about it. I love Touch of Frost. Wolf Familiar is an extra 10%. Okay. Small changes like Little Snake, which is the new little legend, by the way. A cute little snake. What you really are, double up damage requirement is lower. Welcome to the party ground can no longer rarely give family members with emblems. I didn't know about that. Traits, family. Family getting a family emblem on Warg, Jinx, Vi, Violet, Vander, and Powder will cause something special to happen. Never turn your back on family. So, this is what I was talking about. There's a little Easter egg now. If you hit 6 family by putting the emblems on the older versions of the characters. Leona. An extra 5% durability if you 3-star her. Loris. 100 more on your shield if you 3-star him. Jace. Range 3-star damage. Okay. If you hit 3-star Jace, here you go. Apparently 3-star Jace was actually weaker than some units. So here you go. If you hit 3-star Jace, you can still automatically win the game. Bug fixes. Deep Roots pulls in the melee range. Hunger for power. Okay. Alright, so there you go. Those are the patch notes. I'm kind of liking it. These patch notes for TFT were pretty good. Pretty good for Rift too. I wish Cassiopeia got nerfed a little more, but pretty good. So, those are the patch notes. That's 13.4 for TFT and 25.1.2 for Summoner's Rift. And that's going to be it for me. I just wanted to come on real quick to read through the patch notes. I will put them up on YouTube. So look forward to that later today and or tomorrow. And I will catch y'all next time. Peace.